It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, two guys who you should trust everything they say regarding technology, solely for the reason they give out full-size candy bars at Halloween. It's Patch and Switch.
Full-size candy bars? I can get a full-size candy bar?
Hershey's chocolate latte candy bar.
Dude, your mic's like really low.
Yours is very hot.
Mine has not changed since the pre-show.
You don't have the same mic, it feels like.
Is he using the wrong mic? That is the question.
What changed?
I have no idea. Because he sounds like he's far back in the room.
It literally sounds like he's back in the closet behind him right now.
I know.
Hello?
Hi.
It's the wrong mic.
Can we speak to
How do you
Joey?
do that, Mike?
We'd like to talk to Joey.
We started on time. Announcer boy actually worked. Joey's
Literally
audio level
nothing
below.
changed. Does this help?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine.
So that's interesting that it had an issue because literally no setting changed. And we were just in the pre-show room and it was far. It was fine.
It's very directional. Your gain is quite low. Let's analyze audio. What do you think?
No,
I
let's
think-
not.
So my mic gain is literally as high as it can go.
It sounds like you need to do the podcaster thing and have it directly in front of you, like right here.
I'm not doing that because it's not required.
Come on, eat the microphone. Eat it. Eat it.
Nice.
Morning.
Oh, I wonder if something happened when we
A
switched
security
over.
update came down. Reset your audio settings. That would never happen.
Hold on,
Really?
talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst ourselves. Okay, well, it's
Hi.
Friday. Oh, look, we have the camera live. You know what? We should. We need to have some like background music. I'll put on the puppy cam. You can. I've got 3 puppies today
You do.
hanging in the way. There we go. So you can see there, Bailey's on guard in the poofy bed, and then you got Riley just past that, right next to the box of naked wine that I got for some reason. I don't know why.
There we go. Got some
There we go.
lo-fi background music.
And then in the far corner, in the hallway, making sure no one attacks us through the door, is our visiting friend Tegan, a bundle of energy and nerves. All of us together, hanging out here, enjoying. And I'm having a coffee in my Canadian cup that actually
Nice.
has the story description of what it means to be Canadian on the other side of it.
Nice. We put a little background music in here, Joey. Just yeah.
See,
Cool.
Jared's
Little
very loud. Am I good? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you're better now. Better too.
Yes. So here's the fun thing. Just leave the studio and come back in and it works. So I have a feeling that something changed over. I don't know.
I still think you gotta have the mic closer to you, man.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
It was literally nothing changed. I'll change it here.
I was complaining during our pre-show, which you can join if you want to, because we're
No,
there.
they can't.
We can't make that open to something. Like, do we have like a special Patreon or something like that? They can join and pay us $380 a day to be able to join and watch us try to get the audio working or something like that.
Okay.
Strange.
Aspen Forrester, I'm typically louder just because I am me.
Do I need to eat the microphone? Is this what you're saying? For some reason,
It literally sounds like you've got like your gain at like -1 or something.
it's like plus 36.
And if you tap the microphone, we know it's the right one, right?
Joey, I need you to roll a die. I need you to roll a D20 for your mic level.
Hey man, it's Friday. What else could go wrong? Huh?
Yeah.
Probably not much.
Thanks for
I
causing
don't
that.
know. I don't. Something somewhere has gone awry. in the short time it took us. My guess is here's my thought. My thought is Teams took something over because we had the Teams call, because normally we just talk in here and then
It hasn't ended it or whatever.
yeah.
That's strange. Ah, the joys. Well, shall we get started? It is
It's
Friday.
fine. It's
We have
fine. We'll work.
guests.
We'll do it here. Yeah.
We have guests. The continuing saga of figuring out how to do it.
Nothing new in the show.
Nothing new in the show
Literally,
whatsoever. It's all
we've
the
been
same
doing
stuff.
this 10 years and it's not changed.
I know, eh? We are over 100 episodes.
Over 100 episodes.
Over our 10-year period.
Over the
doing
10-year
the show.
period.
Which is crazy.
Is this any better? Is anything changing?
No.
I'm
It's not.
literally changing like everything.
It's
not
much better
changing.
now. It is much better now. Yes.
But not really.
Oh, good God.
How's that? Is that better?
If you're facing the mic, it is, yeah.
So Rick, I'm going to say it may probably be you, because I'm literally looking at the meter that's coming in and it is almost peaking red.
Huh?
So Jared is exceptionally loud
Oh, yeah.
on his mic. So it could just be
So basically the audio guy is overshooting the audio and making us all seem like we're undershooting it.
correct.
We'll go
Is
with
that better?
Audience, audience, does it sound? Yeah. Okay. Aspen Forrester says Rick and Joey sound about even. Jared is typically louder. Aspen says Joey's audio is fine to me.
Yes, you're now fine. You originally you weren't, but now you are.
Okay. All right. Is what it is. We'll
So now
just
that
continue on with the show.
Yeah, so
Well,
now that we've sucked all the energy out of the room.
But like there was energy to begin with.
So if we need to, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we
there you go.
All right.
Anyway. So
It's
it's
Friday.
interesting. We chatted yesterday for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I had the mic over there and everything was fine and there was not an issue, but
Yeah, but that was a Teams call, though. Teams always works.
yeah. Hey, and good morning and hello to TRP 8472, Chaos 13 in the house, as is absolutely liking the clock, the countdown clock in binary, but saying it's weird seeing it count down as they've typically only seen it go up.
Correct. That was a hard thing to do.
Does binary only increment?
It technically goes either way.
Okay. Next up, Ledwig, who is driving to Des Moines.
So, me being geographically challenged Canadian, I don't even know where Des Moines is. I also thought it was Des Moines. The silent
Well, it is
S.
Des Moines. I of course said it
Oh,
incorrectly.
so it's supposed to have the S sound?
No,
No, it's
no.
not. I don't know these things.
Rick, Des Moines is over by the airport.
The Oaklands?
No, the airport. SeaTac. Over by the airport. Des
Okay,
Moines.
No, different Des Moines.
Oh,
got it.
He's probably going to the one in Iowa.
Got it.
Who else have we? Did we say hello to Aspen Forrester, who says good morning from sunny Minnesota?
Oh, I was in Minnesota.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Absolutely says, isn't analyzing sound on the quote other show? Yes, true. The shadiest of pandas is here saying, the classic strategy of changing everything so you don't know what actually fixes it. 100%. Yes, that's exactly what
Just
we do.
keep on flipping those switches and keep on pulling cables to figure out until something works. Just jiggle it.
And Ledwig has clarified that he is going to Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes, you could look at that on a map, actually. There's these things. This thing is called the internet.
Oh, okay.
I bet you know what we need to do? We need to build Rick a co-pilot.
Have you here's a question for you. When is the last time you actually used a roadmap to get someplace and not relied on any technology to get you there? I say this because I had to do a small road trip recently, and this kind of came up in a thought, and I'm like, it's been so long having to think about whether or not I only used a freaking map to be able to get somewhere. Because
last summer.
I will I will tell you, in the Minnesotas, in the Minneapolises, they're the same place, right? Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minneapolis is a city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those freaking highways to get from like A to B are
Yeah.
insane to figure out where you've got to be. The 94, the 694, the 494, and then cross over 4 lanes. And I thought Atlanta was bad, man, but Minneapolis? Oof.
I think I looked at a map, like at a rest stop or something, because I was curious, like what routes were leading somewhere. But like, I don't know that I've actually driven without just either looking it up electronically.
But imagine, but remember, like when you're a kid doing a road trip with your parents.
Oh, dude, I spent years doing nothing. Like you know what? I'll tell you what. When we drove from Salt Lake City to Houston, that was all on map. There was no GPS then.
I know. And they use maps. It's just something our kids will never really understand.
What did you what were road trips like when you didn't know how long it was until the next stop?
Basically, yeah. Basically.
Hey, so you were in Minneapolis. Why were you in Minneapolis?
I was in Minneapolis to be able to go see my daughter play some softball. It was the last series of games that her team had lined up to look at prior to what they call the end of the fall season. This is like a warm up, trying to shake all the bugs off of the system and figure out if things are going to work or not. And so I was there, proud dad with his camera, taking lots of pictures to be able to watch her play some ball.
Nice. And then you came home and immediately got COVID.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
And you were, and you wore a mask on the plane.
So I bought a high-end, highfalutin Flow mask. Not even just the Flow, the Flow Pro mask. But if you count, if you count, so first off, I masked up in the airport. I masked up on the plane. Never came off. Yep, you would lift it up, take a sip of your ginger ale, and then go back down again, and that sort of stuff. But mask was quite nice, very easy to use, and it has better filtration than an N95. However, if you count back the days for when I potentially got infected, it was probably at the freaking softball stadium where it occurred, as it incubates for like 3 days or so before you start to pop a symptom. But here's where I'll do my sponsored, not sponsored, advertisement for the Oura ring. The Oura ring actually told me on Wednesday, our departure day, that my average body temperature was elevated by 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And my resting heart rate looked as though I was working extra hard while I was sleeping. Otherwise indicating, hey, man, you're getting sick. You better pay attention to what's going on. So masked up, flew home, all masked, never took it off, never ate or drank. Got off the plane in Seattle and got my first kind of like chill. You know how you get like a little fever chill, like something's not right?
Well, usually I get chills when I land in Seattle because it's so effing cold there.
So I basically kept the mask on, picked up the car. My wife drove. I kept the mask on until I got home, got a test, went upstairs inside one of the bedrooms, isolated. And not even 2 seconds after the sample hit the little square you have to drip it into, positive.
Ooh.
Boom. So yeah, not great.
In chat, Shadiest of Panda, going back to the map question, does printing out MapQuest directions count? Absolutely answers. Printing MapQuest answers, saying printing MapQuest questions. Oh my God, MapQuest directions doesn't count, as they were always terrible
today, man.
They get you to about 1 mile from your destination and then drop you off somewhere completely random. True. Usually that, it's not always a bad thing, because I've noticed that MapQuest would often drop me off somewhere near a 7-Eleven. I don't know why. That was there was always a 7-Eleven nearby the random place that would drop me off.
Oh yeah.
Ledwig says, I missed the AAA trip tricks. Chaos 13 says, I used a map a few years ago and Michigan's up. up up whatever that is.
Upper Peninsula.
Wired Canuck says, I remember counting the exit numbers to anticipate the turns. Oh, look, Rick's sharing all these photos.
Yes.
Let's see. Darth Rick with the new mask. Aspen Forrester says, getting photobombed by Goldie Gopher. Yes, that we saw the Goldie Gopher photobomb thing.
I have one small question. Rick, you and I went and had beers. Was this before or after you were sick?
If you work back the dates, I would not have been sick at that point in time.
Okay.
Because you're not sick, right?
I am sick. That's why
What
I'm like,
sketches she's got there. This is awesome.
Have you not taken a COVID test, Jared?
I didn't think I needed to take one. Now I guess I do.
You're outside of the window, my friend. You're good.
Johnny Chips with a Z says, hello and happy Friday. Hello, good to see you. Wire Canuck asking me, what do I consider cold? Anything lower than 72 at this point. Sissy.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a reason I moved here and I'm loving it. It was 92 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday, which was amazing. Though we will dip into the cold season in another week or two. So
nice.
But the sun is out, as you can see, as I have the windows gloriously open. Natural lighting, don't have any of my lights on. It's
nice. Here I am huddled up in the corner because it's gray and damp outside, and very little natural light, so I got to have the extra stuff going on here. But can I finish my Minnesota story, my Minneapolis?
Yes,
story,
I'm sorry. I was just sorry for talking to chat.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I will definitely say this is unexpected, unfortunate, because it now screwed up when I was going to get my booster, because I can't get a booster now for a good period
for 3 months.
For 3 months, I have to wait for a booster, which really sucks. But the new thing for me was I got a prescription immediately for Paxlovid. I think that's how you say it. The antiviral.
Paxlovid. Yep.
Paxlovid, whatever it is.
Pax. Yeah. There's no L
before. There's no teeth problems with plaque. So Paxlovid. And it was really cool. Besides the fact it felt like I had my entire mechanical bolt collection of rusty bolts inside my mouth the entire time I was on this medicine.
Yeah, that is the downside. Is that
it is the downside. However, but it does prevent the virus from replicating, so it can't get a stronger hold on your system, which is nice. Yeah. And then it passed. So 2 negative tests back to back. Boom, boom, all good. So I'm allowed out of the house again. Very happy.
Very nice. Very nice.
Happy. This just in, Steve, the sound guy, is pregnant. His test came out positive.
You are the father.
I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
Hey, we should probably start the show. Did you enjoy Minneapolis? Did you go to the mall?
Did not go to Mall of America.
What else is in Minneapolis if you weren't at Mall of America?
I want to say Duke's Coffee, which was quite nice.
Okay. All right.
Also arriving the next day as we were watching softball was Taylor Swift arriving on the Chiefs private jet to transport the team. Yeah. And so there was a huge amount of football fans there and Taylor Swift fans that were there on that day. I tried to get a reservation at a restaurant to eat that evening. That is a really cool restaurant down in the waterfront area, the Water Walk or whatever it's called, that is put on by a sous chef, as in S-I-O-U-X. Sous chef.
Not a chef named Sue, though.
Not a chef named Sue, and not a sous chef. It was a sous chef, which was really cool. But unfortunately, they had I didn't find out about the place until too late. You have to have a waiting list to get on, and it's very difficult, and it's like weeks and weeks to be able to go off and do it. But it looked like a really cool restaurant, so we didn't do that. But yeah, I befriended the Golden Gopher while I was there.
Didn't see that.
The Golden Gopher decided he did not like my hat, and I was wearing a NDSU ball cap at the time. So he did not like that.
Let's see. I'm totally sorry. I got distracted. So
What's going
as
on?
you are aware, well, let's just kick off the show and start talking
You got
about from
it.
the
Okay.
trenches, the things
So,
that we're doing in our day.
From
job.
the trenches, what the hell are we
We
doing
are
today?
T-minus 3 weeks away from Microsoft Ignite in Seattle, Washington. And the reason why I all of a sudden just went dead silent is I got an update from one of the folks as I'm working with some of the security content. And yeah, I got one of those, hey, do you think we should switch this session with this session? And I was like, huh? What are we doing?
Yeah. What?
It's okay. It's just time. It's for timing. It's purely for timing.
Okay. I'm like, you can't really swap in another session that no one's seen before.
No. It's about the timing doesn't work because there's a conflict, right? So
got it.
So it just but when you see you're this close to things and you see the message pop up via Teams and not in an email from some of the
Not in context.
the stakeholders, it's like, oh, I got to pay attention to that. But at any rate, yeah. So I've been spending a lot of time reviewing session outlines. So we're at the outline stage right now. We'll be doing more in-depth reviews as presentations get locked and stuff. But outlines kind of going through, here are the demos that we think we're going to do. This is kind of what we're trying to land in this section. We're going to do 3 sections of the talk. We'll do this, that, and the other thing. So I've been spending quite a bit of time doing that stuff. And then answering the question, hey, do you know where Rick is? And I'm like,
it comes up a lot.
He's locked in a room with COVID. Oh, okay. That's why he's not responding. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, just a heads up, you're probably going to get some negative managerial feedback.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not good.
So
it's signals time. It's our internal polling for how we're doing as managers.
Yeah. So apparently
you were supposed to nice numbers, eh?
You were supposed to take somebody who was visiting from Australia to their favorite ice cream shop, and that didn't happen. So there's some dissatisfaction regarding that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
If this individual decided to put that as a verbatim, I'm probably going to be able to track it back to them, just so they know. I don't know if I'm
pretty sure it's not a secret.
I'm pretty sure it's not a secret. Transparent. The Microsoft internal survey, how are we doing stuff, is going on right now at Microsoft. All of us managers are tired of trying to support getting people to fill it out, because it's just they get inundated with all these automated emails. Fill it out. Like, you don't need
do
to
this thing. Yeah.
It's like, look, the way I do it is like, hey, it's open. I'd appreciate your feedback. It's anonymous. And if you have a moment, just fill it out, please.
Wait, there's some sort of poll thing that we can fill out?
Yeah. So
I wouldn't know.
So it's good to, I look at it as a fun time to be able to go back and see how things are going. And it is anonymous, except when someone goes in and types something into the verbatim commentary area. And then you can, in your mind, reverse engineer potentially. However, I will definitely be knowing how to reverse engineer if anyone mentions ice cream, and left at the doorstep of the ice cream store. Or
being stood up
for ice cream. So
let me ask. You were down for like over a week, and
basically
barred in a room, not allowed out. How bad do you get COVID brain? Like, were you able to do something? Like, were you reading things? Were you learning things? Or were you just like sitting there watching reality TV and drooling?
So I didn't watch TV. I read 2 books.
Oh.
I played a game from beginning to end in its entirety.
What game did you play?
I played it was on Game Pass. It just came on Game Pass this last month when it turned over. It's called Firewatch.
Okay. All right.
And it's a kind of thriller style game of you being in a Firewatch tower in, I want to say, Wyoming or something like that. And it builds this whole story that's a thriller story that you've got to go and figure out, and you're walking around and following maps and stuff like that. So I literally played it from beginning till end, and then done. And I want to actually go play it again because they have a mode where you can play it where it's like the old-fashioned pop-up video where they tell you what's going on. Like, what was the designer thinking when this particular section was happening, or as you come around this piece of the art, as you know, of the rock work, this was inspired by blah blah blah. So they actually have a they actually have a pop-up video version of audio that happens you can play the game with, because it's pretty intense. Not going to spoil it, no spoilers. It was really well done. For me, it's a story, right? I'm a storyteller, so when someone tells a good story, you got me hook, line, and sinker. So it's really, really cool. I also read my user manual. I RTFM'd for my KTM motorcycle from beginning to end, and apparently
you read the motorcycle
user
manual from beginning to end.
Yeah, and so apparently I have to go and get service done because I've hit 12 months.
Oh,
and it's the same service that you'd be getting, with the one exception. You don't actually clean the dust boots on your forks. That's only occurring at the 9,000 mile mark. So
I see.
Now you know. Just in case you want to know, don't bother cleaning the dust boots on your front suspension on a KTM 890, except unless you've hit 9,000 miles.
You know, this is the kind of knowledge that one can only glean on the Patch and Switch program, or by reading a manual for a motorcycle that you may or may not own.
So I learned all about the new software update that came down for the Rivian. It is 2023.38. Very cool new modes that were added and new user interface changes that occurred. So yesterday, when I was able to go out for the first time after testing negative twice, I was able to turn on said new mode and gears, and it looks really, really cool. Doesn't do anything different, but it just looks really cool on the dashboard.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. So it's very much a poser style thing. I did play a little bit of Xbox with Pierre and with Anthony once or twice for being able to do some Call of Duty, because that's what we do, except I wasn't able to drink, which sucked.
Yeah.
So basically, as Wired Canuck said correctly, Rick was bored out of his hat, which resulted in my overdrive of ADHD brain of squirrel.
Yeah. That's why you need to go back and play the video game again so that you can remember what was happening.
Yeah, probably taking longer.
Well, that's from the trenches, the things that we've been doing kind of in the day jobs. Next is
I did take a couple meetings, though. I did do some meetings. I had my laptop with me. Camera was off. I took a couple meetings that were important.
Okay.
But it was a pretty light work week for me.
Yeah. Next up is beer money. The support we do for our friends, our families, friends, sisters, pets, uncles, cousins. It is surprisingly quiet for having two kids out of the house. And
there's
no
less
beer money
opportunity, my friend.
I think the closest thing that we did is we upgraded the phones to the most recent generation. I believe Heather's was
now, my friend.
Sorry,
you've got the 15.
I do. I have the 15 now. Yes.
So is it like blowing up in your hands with heat?
No, they fixed that.
They fixed that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem with the connectors.
I always wait until like the second or third patch before I go out and get it. Yeah. My wife, I can't believe it. She had the 11 Pro Max, the 11.
Oh wow.
So that one took a little bit more
upgrade for her.
Yeah. But relatively painless situation, right? Just back up, make sure everything's good, and then restore it, reinstall the apps, and call it good. It was, I think the trickiest bit, as usual, is the authenticator bits. So I've now made the decision that I either have to take my laptop to the store, or I just take the phone home, because you got 14 days and then they'll do the credit thing.
Right.
Take it home, do the transition where, one, I'm on a better Wi-Fi, at least one that's a lot less saturated. And then secondly, at least I'll have a network joined device that I can do any updates and changes and tweaks to. So that was, I mean, given the situation, There was one setting that was really odd on my wife's phone, which had something to do with when you use Apple Pay. So one of the things that I absolutely love about Las Vegas is that they are moving very rapidly to everything touch based. So like touchless, like the
Yep.
tap, and then a lot of the places here, restaurants and stuff, are now bringing the payment device to the table. Which is probably because it's such a
Sort of like they've been
tourist.
doing in Canada for the last 8 years.
Yeah, and in Europe and everything else, which is probably why it's so popular here. So here, like even the grocery, go to the Smiths, which is the same company as QFC, right? So I can just tap there. But there was an interesting thing that happened where when she would double click the button to pay, it would pop up a thing saying you need to turn such and such accessibility feature on. And then if you go turn that on, it's just like a dot that you need to touch or something. And she's like, no, I want it to go back to this button. And they don't word the setting very well.
User interface problem? Wow.
So I kind of had to do a little exploration in that app, in the Apple Pay settings. Yes, Apple Pay linked to my credit card. Yes. I had to do, it's actually her credit card. Let's just be real. I don't have anything. I'm not in charge of finance. There's a reason for that. Yeah. So apart from that, this was probably the smoothest transition I've had on devices. So not a lot of beer money here. How about you?
Beer money for me has been setting up and fixing people's 1Passwords because my kids have kind of strayed away a little bit, and I'm reinforcing that they should be using them. So when I was in Minneapolis, I was helping out. Sorry, when I was in Fargo, Minneapolis was for the ball game. Then we had to drive 3 hours to get to Fargo. Getting them working again, which was good. Had one or two roommate laptop fixes that needed to be done as well, which were simple things like downloading the updates and applying them. Imagine.
That little orange dot when you
that little orange dot. I kind of beer money researched and found out how to make apple pie moonshine for the folks, which was kind of cool. How to do that. Nice little simple recipe on the stove. Just using Everclear. Don't worry, I'm not making a still somewhere.
Hang on.
What?
A stove in Everclear?
There was no open flame. It's all right.
Anybody else just no.
So, hold my Everclear.
So, it's no wonder our insurance is so high.
So Rick, you need to inform me because I need to get GoPros that can be destroyed set up.
Okay, they do say that this does have a certain level of blast proofness that you can use. So I'll have it on anyway. Yeah, there was no pressurized containers, no high temperature stuff like that. Don't worry about that.
Everclear was not exposed to an open flame.
Everclear was not exposed to an open flame, which was good. And I also set up just some financial investment accounts for the kids.
Oh, nice.
They've been wanting to learn more about savings and doing things, and I sort of.
I was going to say, did you say you need to talk to somebody else, or
sort of no? So anyway, I had them set up a couple of accounts, and then it's like kids just don't want to talk to people on the phone, and it's like they get the message from this one thing, their account was disabled, and I'm like talking to the chat person because at least they'll chat with somebody. So they chat with the bot and with the human, and the human says, I'm sorry, you're going to have to call in for some extra verification. And obviously, daughter number one in university did not want to talk to somebody. I convinced her to do it. I've said, put on speakerphone. I'll help them out. And managed to walk them through the verification. Turns out the address of the apartment that she's in is a, air quotes, known address of, it's a university residence, right? So they don't automatically allow someone that lives there to have an account because there's a high potential of transient people moving in and out every couple of months or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! In chat, I just noticed Fair Brit actually
Yes.
said "Hola."
Hola, peoples. Hello to the
She's
Ferris
been
Brits.
quiet since she was the first one on
was she?
today.
I didn't see that.
Absolutely first one on. And then now, 44 minutes into the show, she says hello. Nice to see you.
There you go. Just, wants to be recognized. It's all good.
Yeah. So the only other thing is I've been screwing around for myself, resetting up one of my lab machines as a Hyper-V server to be able to go off and do some virtualization and some videos.
Nice.
So I've actually been dabbling in the vertical video mode of the TikToks or Tech Talks.
Yeah, I've seen your posts. I mean, I've not seen your TikTok post because I'm not on TikTok, but yeah.
So one of the people on my team refers to it as a dad IT vibe. So
Not surprised.
Maybe that's where I'm going. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm aiming for.
Johnny Chips with a Z says
Rick Talk. Yes,
Rick Talk.
I could go with that, or Rick Talk.
That you need to get that account if it's not already taken.
Yeah.
Do we do beer talk or do we do beer money? What do we do first?
What?
Do we do beer talk or beer money first?
You did beer money first. Beer talk now.
Yeah.
And beer talk and then random spending, right?
You got it.
That's the show rundown. Yep.
The energy is
it's like this is my first time doing this.
I know, eh?
You know.
So let's talk beer talk. So last night I took an adventure into the city. Because we're locals, we never go to the strip. That's just you just don't do that. However, just off the strip, a little bit south and a little and 2 roads east, is a place called Player One Las Vegas.
Player One is after
Player One Las Vegas is a venue where you pay a low cover fee, very low for those of us who are local. Show your Nevada ID, you get in cheaper, which is another benefit of living here is that we get.
Can I get a fake Nevada ID?
Probably. I'm not sure they'll buy it though with the hat. Just saying. At any rate, you walk in and it is an old school arcade. It feels like an arcade from back in the glory days. You've got Dig Dug, you've got Galaga, you've got Track and Field, you've got
Sticky
NBA
carpet.
Jam. 720. I played 720 for probably a good 30 minutes. Skate or die.
Nice.
A bunch of pinball. Now the games, and then they also have along the bar area, which kind of runs the length of this very, very large venue. In certain spaces, they would have a TV and then they would have a console set up. So like a Wii or a Nintendo system, a PS4. They actually had a Mortal Kombat tournament and a Super Smash Brothers tournament happening as well. They also have an absolutely massive selection of craft beer, which is where I come into beer talk. Number one, the staff there, while there's very few of them for how busy it was, that was, the one downside, but I'm patient. I can go play a video game and then get a beer in a minute.
If you say so.
They were very knowledgeable. So the first beer that I had was from Alaskan. It is a coffee brown ale that just hit all the right spots for me, right? You know me, I love brown ales, and then there's coffee involved, and it finished clean. It was very, very nice. And then I said, if there's a downfall, it's this next section. As I'm thinking I'd like an IPA. Something citrusy or mosaic-y, but preferred West Coast style, so not hazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, if you want anything citrusy, it's going to be hazy. And I'm like, no, that's no. We're on the West Coast-ish, like a state in. Right?
I would say I don't consider Las Vegas a coast. Sorry, at least not until California drops off.
We're on the West Side in compared to other places. At any rate, I then went, okay, fine. What do you recommend for a hazy? And when we were speaking yesterday, I believe you mentioned Drecker.
Drecker. You got it, man.
Because you were talking about their sours.
That's what they're known for.
So I had. Oh, I just got the alert saying I've used 80% of my smartphone data.
Uh-oh. Hopefully we'll be able to last the show. You got 20 minutes left.
I got the Ecto Gas
Yep.
IPA. Oh my goodness. It was very good. It was very nice. The Ecto Gas. If I can hello, can you see it? Hello?
It's not doing the fast focus. You got to get yourself. Oh, there it is. Boom, boom, boom.
Motion
Director.
alert. The guys are here
Director.
working on the art. So Ecto Gas. So yeah, very good. Very, very well done beer. Very, very well done beer. Though again, like I said, with my disappointment being that you can still have a citrusy IPA and have it clear and not hazy. But that's okay.
Nice.
One of the things that I'm very much looking forward to coming back to Seattle is to have some of those more West Coast citrusy based IPAs. But at any rate, that is my beer money discussion. When you come to Vegas, we are going to this venue.
I love it.
It was, yeah. They did not have the Rush pinball machine. It was replaced by Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters pinball machine.
Nice.
But they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they had the new Mandalorian machine, and they had, they had a bunch of machines. It was good. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Well-
Really chill vibe. Really cool place to hang out. Lots of beer options. Some snacks.
Well, you mentioned Drecker, and I thought I would share these. This is where I stayed when I was in Fargo. It's called
Brew-
Brewhalla.
That's the same place.
It is a hotel that they've created next to and attached to the brewery.
Oh,
And you can stay inside of so you got your down below here, you've got your market you can go and buy food at, and coffee and things like that, and restaurants and stuff like that. And then you've got the actual hotel where you've got rooms that are themed after their crazy can and beer designs.
yeah. This Ecto Gas.
So it's absolutely awesome.
It's Ectogasm. Sorry, I didn't see the M on it.
Ectogasm. So basically, it's a boutique hotel. It's on floors 3 and 4 of this 4-story building. Inside the actual main floor, they have these different places you can eat. You've obviously got the brewery. You then have a raw food bar if you wanted to, things like that.
Nice.
Very good chips, I will say. It's an uptake version of an upscale poutine with bacon and cheese and jalapenos. And
I'm all in.
other things
I'm
like
all
that.
in.
It's quite good, quite good. But the weird thing about this hotel is, and here I'm going to switch it back, and then magically there we go. The weird thing about the hotel is it's in the industrial area, like most breweries are, because it's right next to the brewery. And you've got train tracks literally less than 20 feet from the wall of the hotel. And it's the main train line that goes through Fargo, North Dakota, that has a number of freight trains that go past it at different times. So here we are, 11:30, almost 12 o'clock at night, done traveling up and checked in the hotel, all set to go. We're sitting on the couch. We're kind of relaxing. We got like a king bedroom suite or something like that. It was cheap, like $160, $175. And then all of a sudden, like, you can start to feel the whole
the whole place rattle.
It starts to shake, and I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse my
Hey,
French.
family
Sorry.
show.
Sorry. What the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden you hear the train horn as the train's going past. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but they had a schedule of freight trains that would go by at unique times, one of which was at around midnight or 1 o'clock. Another one was at like 7 o'clock in the morning. They would go past. But it would just sit there and shake because you're literally right next to the train tracks. You don't feel it if you're on the main floor, but when you're on the 4th floor, you definitely feel the shake happening. Luckily, they had us facing the other direction, so it wasn't right next to our heads in our room, but it was an interesting experience. And so for me, obviously, I drank Drecker when I was there because I am a fan of the sours, and they had a number of different sours that I had while I was at Drecker. And not that you're going to be able to remember any of these ones here, but started off with a very nice and simple Broken Rudder, which is a red ale, nice and malty.
Nice.
And then I went into the sours, and I was doing I love their Bloody Brains. Basically, it's a milkshake sour that is a blood orange derivative, which is quite nice. Then you get into some really weird ones you can have there too. I had some Chonk, which is a blueberry fluff. So it's like you're having blueberry ice cream. And then I also had a, what was it? This was really good. Slang du jour.
Yeah,
Slang du jour.
they've got that in cans at Player One.
So that literally is like you are drinking a peach cobbler. It's got some cinnamon. It's got some peach, sweetness, malty. It's crazy how they have gotten so good at mimicking all these weird flavors. So I don't know if I want to get absolutely liquored on it, but it's definitely a very nice treat to try some of these flavorful sours that are out there. Drecker Brewing. Get it in a cannery near you.
I was down there with the boys here. So Chunga and Chandler,
Yep.
my friends, co-DJs over at Bash Music. They are not big drinkers. However, they did try some ciders. And given the time of year, they did a pumpkin spiced cider. And so it's an apple cider with pumpkin and spices. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, not my style. I'm not generally a cider fan.
Not a cider guy.
I mean, they're fine. I just, if given the option, I'll just have some beer. But it was actually really good. I was trying to find the cider and I couldn't find it quickly on the list. And
very nice.
Yeah, so that's beer talk. Drecker, I will keep my eye out on more of their things because I was very impressed with the
regular beers as well.
The hazy IPA and a nice can, great can design.
I think you would like Rudder.
Yeah,
their red ale. That's quite nice.
We got to talk about random spending.
So I will say, when you're in isolation for a week, you tend to do an awful lot of random spending. My wife has commented on that as packages were arriving. I'm a new owner of a bamboo steamer.
Okay.
With silicone mats.
I see.
So you don't have the paper ones, the parchments you have to throw out. These are washable silicone mats and a steamer.
And let me guess, you probably mail ordered some soup dumplings?
I had soup dumplings for dinner last night, coincidentally. Yes, actually.
Okay.
They are flash frozen and fresh.
Did this by chance come from an Instagram ad?
I cannot neither confirm nor deny that I am influenced by Instagram ads, but it was from a particular soup dumpling place. It turns out it's in Bellevue, just down the road.
Oh, yeah.
But they do a really good drop ship option. They also sell them in Costco too, in bags of 50.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
It was quite nice. So yes, I'm a bamboo steamer owner.
Yeah. What else have you picked up with the COVID shopping?
Some crunchy chili oil.
I'm sorry, what?
It complements the soup dumplings, but it's by a different seller. Because it knew that I looked at soup dumplings, it then suggested things to go with said soup dumplings. I don't know how the algorithm figures this sort of stuff out, but apparently it's intelligent. It knows what Rick will buy.
It's AI.
Yeah, it's AI. It's done its learning and training off of my shopping habits, and so it gave me some crunchy chili oil, which also arrived in time to be able to have with my dinner last night.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
It tastes like chilies that slightly is crunchy.
Okay.
So, it's nothing earth shattering, but I could see it being really nice on top of some beef, maybe.
Oh, okay.
As a drizzle. But have the non-COVID related, non-isolation related, I did pick up some have I shared that I bought these microphones or not?
Yes.
I'm going to do a fact check to.
Yes, you did. You did in the last episode. You talked
about
episode.
Okay.
The new lavaliers.
The new lavaliers, and so those are definitely well worth it, and I love them. So that's not really new random spending anymore. The last random spend would have to be a a new
A
stylus
new pen for your remarkable device that I never
for my
see
remarkable
here.
device, because I use my remarkable device as a PDF reader. And it turns out you cannot use the Samsung Galaxy tablet stylus as a stylus on the remarkable device. It just registers as a finger, but a very pointy finger. So I
there you
got
go.
the proper stylus to be able to go off and to work with my remarkable, because I now have to take notes in the user manual that I read from beginning to end,
Right.
to be able to work on stuff. And
Correct.
I also purchased the full service manual from KTM, which is a whopping 983 pages. So that's a lot of reading. I haven't started yet. So
I succumbed to advertisement this week as well.
oh yeah.
Elgato this week announced the new teleprompter.
The prompter.
The prompter. That's what it's called. The prompter. Now that we had quite the thread about this on one of our internal kind of water cooler chats.
I think it's too small.
And I know that you're not a fan due to its size because you prefer the larger monitor. So let me scroll back. So when COVID hit, I did have a prompter. It's this big, massive thing with the big hood and big mirror and a monitor that I got. But unfortunately, the monitors at the time, because it was COVID time, that I could get did not have the option that does the proper mirroring. So I was always having to right to left, and I couldn't use it to read things and everything else. The other thing is the setup used to be over in this corner, so it didn't really matter that it was really large. Well, now that I'm in the new office, I've kind of consolidated, and everything is kind of nice and tidy in this small spot. And the camera is literally sitting in between two monitors. So there's probably, I don't know, maybe a 6-inch, 8-inch gap there, which I can expand just by moving the monitors just a little bit, but I'm still, here. The main reason for me getting this prompter is for this type of discussion, because right now I have to look and see you over on a different monitor or over here on this side.
Right.
And this just allows, kind of that better thing. I don't know that I'll be doing demos, but I decided to go with it because when you look at the price of it and that it's all inclusive, and you don't have to, because it's got, I forget what they call them, basically an adapter piece that screws onto your lens.
Yep.
You don't have to use the hood to deflect all the light so that it doesn't come back. And of course, I did the normal research that one would do with a new product, which is go straight to YouTube and look at every other streamer who's had it for the last few weeks reviewing it. And multiples of them are using the exact same camera body and the exact same lens that I'm using. And they're like, it's outstanding. It's great. It's not big. It's not bulky. It doesn't get in the way. And then it enables you to be able to have this conversation. Of course, they're also streamers, so they have chat. So I'm really interested because it does have native integration with Twitch chat. So I could have Twitch chat just right in the prompter and not have to continuously look over. So I'm very curious to see how it goes. It's an experiment. Look, I think it's back ordered for like a month and a half anyway, but I did have to random spend
when
on
it hit
that.
the official announcement that it was available. Literally everything that I follow was like blowing up about this thing.
Yeah, it was same with me, which is why I immediately just went out and bought it.
Yeah,
because
it's 9 inches as far as the screen is concerned.
It's not, and again, I'm less than an arm length from my camera, so it's I have a feeling it will work well for what I need it to do, where I can look directly in, as the director would say, down the barrel.
Yeah. So my prompter right here is a 14-inch monitor.
Yeah.
That is a studio monitor for TV production, which does the mirroring capability.
Of course, and it's like $800.
No, it's $300. $350.
All right, there you go.
And it has 4 inputs, so I can actually put 4 different HDMI inputs into the screen that's then reflected up onto the glass, which then is the other side of where the camera lens is. And it's a hack job to be able to get it to work because I had to modify the prompter that I'm using, the mechanics of how it hangs on to something. But it works as far as being able to maintain eye contact, look at the screen. I've got the chat up next to me here. I can see that Visio MVP is typing mistakes for yes a couple times there,
and it says he's saying it sounds like testing and production.
yeah, we're
But
literally
it is better than
stealing
spending.
information from testing and production
We
show
are.
right now.
But I'll come on as a guest once I get it onto the testing and
Okay,
production.
do a little
program
a
and talk about it.
reveal for what it is.
Yes.
We'll
The other
hold you
thing-
to that. We will hold you to that.
Nice.
The other thing I random spent on is that my yard or garden, dependent upon what part of the world you're from, my backyard is almost complete.
For our European friends.
No, yeah, or Australian or wherever they're from. I'm trying to, equal opportunity.
Inclusive. We're being inclusive.
I am being very inclusive. It's nearly complete. So the time came to select the barbecue grill that is going into the built-in kitchen. And I had been
You're not doing your smoker again? Your pellets?
Sorry?
You're not using your pellet smoker machine?
That's a smoker.
That's not going in your island?
No. It's 900 pounds, dude. I'm not doing a built-in kitchen around a 900-pound smoker.
What, you gonna roll it around or something?
It's literally going to sit right next to the kitchen. It's like I've custom designed the spot where it's going to go.
Okay.
Because if I ever decide to go somewhere else, I'm not going to rip the thing out.
So you're getting a traditional grill.
Correct. I've always had a traditional grill along with the smoker.
Never even realized this.
The pellet grill is a smoker. It is designed to smoke. It is not designed to grill.
Okay. Got it.
So
I'm schooled.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you came over. You literally ate food from the damn grill that I was.
I thought you'd cook that on your smoker.
No. You were literally standing next to me while I was cooking on it. At any rate, so I picked up a Blaze grill, which is, they're amazing. They're gorgeous. Lifetime warranty. But where the random spending came in is accessories.
Oh, yeah?
You can get a box that holds charcoal and or wood chips, so you can get that flavor off of the grill. You can get a spare IR burner, so you can get like super searing. Yeah, I've fallen down the rat hole of accessories for my grill.
Barbecue accessories.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then, of course, who knew there were so many selections for outdoor kitchen, like drawers, and then the access doors for the grill? Like I had to go through, like the guy sent me like this list, and there's like 15 of them, and I'm like, what's the difference? He's like, well, like kitchen ones, they've got soft close, they've got this, that, and the other, and I'm like, oh. So if I want this, and he's like, yeah, that one's going to be about $200 and $300 more than what is in the budget. And I'm like, it's a drawer, stainless, to stay outside. Like, it's a paper towel holder. Like, now, granted, I have to have one that closes because there's a lot of dust here, right? Because
so you don't have to worry about stuff getting moldy or wet out there, I'm assuming.
No, I just have to worry about dust. That's kind of the main.
Do you have bugs? Are there bugs in Las Vegas?
God, yes. There's scorpions, spiders. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I have
I'm
a
not
good bug guy. So I think I've seen some grasshoppers and crickets. That's all I've seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's spider season happening right now. So
oh, isn't that fun there in Seattle?
I love spider season. It's crazy. I took a picture of one that had overnight made this massive web connected to from the front door area to the bush that's in the front. And so,
are you sure that wasn't the Halloween decorations?
It wasn't Halloween decoration.
Okay,
turn left to the cars and you're safe. If you turn right to go down to the side of the house, you literally will be engulfed, and you will be spun up into a little pod and fed upon for decades.
It's Halloween time, man.
Halloween. Watch out. So, the announcer boy talked about full chocolate bars. I am a full chocolate bar house.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a plethora, to quote Mr. Bartolo, a plethora of children coming by the house once the word gets out that we're a full chocolate bar house.
I would be doing it. However, it now looks like I may not be here, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
So you're going to be one of those houses that just keeps all the lights off and takes in all their decorations?
Yep, pretty much. Well, the decorations have to come in because it's time for Christmas.
That's so nasty, man.
we'll talk about that on the next program. But right now we have to choose some work safe words. If you head on over to Patch and Switch, all one word, .showbot.tv, we've got words nominations. Tower PS, Minnesota, Finnesota? What's Flint,
Minnesota?
I assume that's an I, Jan. Firewatch, Sparkwatch, Hullabaloo, Dad Tech Talk, Rick Talk, Snacks, Train, and then of course
Spiders.
Pops in spiders. I don't even know what today's show is. Do we know what the today's show is?
Yeah,
it's
today's show was
Experiential Harvest Travis.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So I think I'm going to have to go with Hullabaloo Spiders Rick Talk.
Oh, Rick Talk. I like it.
Talk. You need to grab that handle before it goes away.
I'm sure Johnny Chips already has it registered because that's just kind of the thing that he.
But he's going to try to sell it back to you.
Yeah, that's probably what he's going to do.
Fair enough.
So we got Hullabaloo, Spiders, Rick Talk.
Bum, bum, bum.
That will be for the next episode of the program, which will be after Halloween.
Yes,
we will be in November officially. I will be just days from departing to Seattle.
Oh my! What?
Yeah.
Guess what? We have a show on the third day of Microsoft Ignite.
We'll have to talk about that on the next episode of Microsoft Ignite because we are out of time. So, let's go and say we'll say goodbye to everybody who's been in chat.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you to Absolutely to Aspen Forrester, to Ferris Brits, Jan, Johnny Chips with the Z, Chaos 13. Ledwig has been around. The shadiest, the panda. Ledwig, safe trip to the Des Moines. If you're still listening, because you probably turned it off when we started talking about beer. Did we say shadiest of pandas? Yes. Chaos 13. Wire Canuck. Vizio MVP. Of course, in the house. I think that's everybody. Exchange SME. Everybody else who's joined us. We're back in a fortnight's time.
You said Fair
We'll
Brit,
talk more
right?
about
Like she
what's
actually said
happening
something.
At Microsoft Ignite. And
You said Fair Brit?
yeah, I did say the Ferris Brits. I'm pretty
Just
sure I
making
did. At any rate, have a weekend, everybody. In the business, they call that a tease.
A tease? What?
Tease?
Yeah.
You're such a tease.
Teasing what's coming up on the next show without telling them anything.
Like a
And so they'll
cliffhanger.
come back and watch again.
I
Cliffhanger?
think these guys are going to come back and watch this show? Really?